Someone once said, freedom's what you do with what has been done to you. In the Declaration of Independence, the Founding Fathers wrote, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." Because of this document, the United States was plunged into civil war. The war between the states was fought for a number of reasons, but the foremost reason was so all men would be able to live free, not bound in the bondage to slavery. You see, today many of us are engaged in a spiritual civil war. We've been given freedom through Christ's sacrifice, but we're at war with our flesh. You see, many times we strive to do good, but we end up falling into the same traps again and again. We fall into them and we repeat the cycle. And there's a civil war that goes on internally with us between the spirit and the flesh. And the Apostle Paul writes about this struggle, this internal civil war. In Romans 7, Paul writes, "When I want to do good, evil is right there with me. For in my inner being I delight in God's law, but I see another law at work in the members of my body, waging war against the law of my mind, and making me a prisoner of the law of sin at work within my members. What a wretched man I am! Who will rescue me from this body of death?" And isn't that the real question? The question that we all need answered? Who will rescue us from this internal struggle? Ephesians 1:7 says, "Because of the sacrifice of the Messiah, his blood poured out on the altar of the cross, we are a free people, free of penalties and punishments chalked up by our misdeeds, and not just barely free either, but abundantly free. Because of the sacrifice of Christ, we are no longer bound with constraints of sin. We are no longer in slavery and bondage. But we must live in our freedom, daily putting to death our flesh in this civil war, this struggle that we have. Freedom is what you do with what's been done to you. So my question is, what are you going to do with the freedom you've been given?"